All right, folks. Hey, I promise there's going to be a retirement connection and lesson at the end of this. But I'm going to kind of get there in a roundabout way, telling a story. Hang with me. Atlas Shrugged is a fictional book by Ayn Rand made in 1957. I finished the book. It's great, great. One of the highlights, one of the themes, is the failures of government coercion in business that stifles innovation, creativity, and the spirit of the entrepreneur. So with the economy's going bad and the government thinks the solution is more intervention, and it doesn't go well. The economy is collapsing. Let's tax more, let's regulate more. And Ayn introduces a concept of producers and looters. Producers are the people that make stuff, that add to the economy. Looters are people that just are parasites on the economy. Politicians, put in the category, politicians. I see the premise of this book is playing out right now in electric cars, EVs. Don't tune out, got a connection here. This is not a video about electric cars, but hang with me. The government is mandating the adoption timeline of electric cars, not the scientists, not the engineers, not the CEOs, not the COOs, and especially not the consumers. So the government is saying by 2032, by 2035, 70% of the cars need to be, new cars need to be this, 100% in California and New York, New Jersey, I think. So the bureaucrats are telling the product developers, marketing, they're driving what to do, and they're driving the EV bus. I had an issue with this in manufacturing. It was common in capital installations, putting in new equipment. Being an engineer, the engineers would say, and I've heard this 30 years ago, you can have any two from this list. You can have high quality, you can have aggressive timeline, or you can have the lowest cost. Pick any two. So you can have high quality at the lowest cost, but the timeline is going to be pretty long. You can have an aggressive timeline and high quality, but the cost is going to go up. You can have the lowest cost and aggressive timeline, but your quality is going to suffer. So any combination of those, you can have any two on a capital project. You can't have all three. Okay, it's just impossible. EVs are expected to have it all, and every engineer will tell you that's impossible. So guess what? EVs have quality issues. I think a report just came out. They have 80% more quality issues than standard internal combustion engine cars. Yeah, you'd expect that being a new product. The timeline is too aggressive. The customers not really, the early adopters have bought EVs, but the masses are kind of like taking a wait and see, and costs are too high. People aren't able to afford these cars. So just a lot of problems. They're having quality problems, they're having timeline issues, and they're having cost issues, all three, because they can't make the decision to say which two do we want. And you can argue which two they should have. I'm not going to do that here. So you can't have it all. So how does this relate to retirement? Okay, this is a game of pick one. Okay, pick one. You can have the potential for great returns. You can have enough money to live on, live a nice life, do your go-go, slow-go spending, or you can have no risk. Pick one. So if you want great returns, you may not have enough because the market tanked at the wrong time for you. You got trapped in sequence of return risk and you're all in the stock market, so you're taking high risk. You can have enough, but you're not going to have the potential for great returns, and you're going to have to take some risk. Or if you want to take no risk, you may not have enough, and you're not going to get great returns. So pick one. Pick one. choose wisely. Lots of videos out there in your retirement says, hey, get more return if you do this, get more return if you do that. Folks, that's not the game you're playing. When you're in retirement, you're, 55 years old, 60, 65 years old. Your goal is enough, okay? And that's my challenge to you. The great returns is for the 18 to 50 year old. They're the ones, I was 100% stock at those, all growth, all the time in those ages. But retirement is about having enough, and you can't have it all. It's Joe out.